Welcome to Cooking with the Clergy, the Kate Bratton edition. Today we're going to be doing resurrection rolls. I know there's lots of recipes for this, and it's basically the same recipe out on the internet. But I've done these with Sunday school, with my own children, and even with adults in group studies. And it's just a little bit of something fun and a neat little story to go with it during the Easter season. For this, we will need a can of crescent roll dough, a little block of butter, about a quarter of a cup, somewhere around there, maybe less, some sugar, cinnamon, and marshmallows. I've already preheated the oven to 350, and the first thing I'm going to do is melt the block of butter in the microwave. This is going to tell the story of Jesus' resurrection and how Mary came to the tomb and found that he was not there. Just watching the butter from inside here. And I'll stop. There we go. Good. Well, a package of crescent rolls has 8, and depending on how many people you're doing this for, you could just adjust it as needed. Now the fun part is opening the packaging, which always terrifies me. So we're going to pause until this is done and I don't scream. Now that my cameraman has so graciously opened the can for me, we can get started. And I'm going to use my parchment on the cookie sheet just to help get these separated into their bits. It doesn't matter if they tear a little bit because they're all going to be all balled up anyway. So, we're telling this story with people. And we're going to put some sugar into a little saucer. Looks like there's probably enough there. There's not actual measurements because it's just eyeballing things a little bit. We have some cinnamon on top of that. You can just mix it around a little bit. And this represents the spices that would be used to wrap the body after death. This would be the oils. And our marshmallow is the body. So as the story goes, the women came to the tomb to prepare Jesus' body for burial. And they brought oils and spices. And so we get some spices. And your dough represents the tomb. So the prepared body would have been placed in a tomb per their tradition. And we just wrap it all up nice and tight. Now, make sure you pinch any of the openings closed, because when it cooks it can be a couple things, and then just roll it around a bit to make it kind of round, and we'll put it on the parchment. Do another one, dip it. Now you're not going to use up all that butter, but it can still be reused for something, just to put on toast or whatever. It will firm up again. So we've spiced another. If you're doing this with children, it's great to have them get involved in it. It's very easy to do, pinch it shut, give it a little round, put it up. So I'm going to continue doing these till we have all 8 of them done. And then we're going to put them in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. So all 8 of our rolls are ready to go in. And in 10 minutes time, we'll see what happens. So our scripture reading that ties into today's lesson of baking comes from Luke 24. But on the first day of the week, at early dawn, they came to the tomb, taking the spices that they had prepared. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb, but when they went in, they did not find the body. While they were perplexed about this, suddenly 2 men in dazzling clothes stood beside them. The women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, but has risen. Remember how he told you, while he was still in Galilee, that the Son of Man must be handed over to sinners and be crucified, and on the 3rd day rise again?" Then they remembered his words, and returning from the tomb, they told all this to the 11 and to all the rest. Now it was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary, the mother of James, and the other women with them who told this to the disciples. But these words seemed to them an idle tale, and they did not believe them. But Peter got up and ran to the tomb. Stooping and looking in, he saw the linen clothes by themselves. Then he went home, amazed at what had happened. All right. Let's bring this out. And we're going to let it cool. We're stopped. Just for a couple of minutes because they're too hot right now. And you will see that, yes, some of them oozed out stuff. It's still gooey deliciousness, and the story will still work. Different ovens, temperature varies a little bit, and usually 10 to 12 minutes is good for cooking. But just keep an eye and do them to the lightness, darkness that you prefer. It will still be fine for our story. I am going to get a utensil here and pop one of these onto the plate. So we'll get one that didn't leak too much. See if it cools off any quicker. Here we have. So as the story is told, when they went to the tomb, and we saw the body went into the tomb, and after 3 days they came to the tomb, and it was empty. Because he is risen. So, happy Easter. Enjoy a little sweet treat. Sláinte.